Hey, everybody. We're going to take a look at the perspective of Christopher Columbus, as well as my perspective as a teacher and as a human. All right, this is a letter from Christopher Columbus to Ferdinand and Isabel from 1493. On my arrival, I had taken some Indians by force from the first island that I came to, in order that they might learn our language and communicate to us what they knew about the country. The plan succeeded and was a great advantage to us, for in a short time, either by gestures and signs or by words, we were able to understand each other. These men are still traveling with me, although they have been with us now a long time. They continue to entertain the idea that I have descended from heaven, and on our arrival at any new place, they announce this, crying out immediately with a loud voice to the other Indians, "Come, come, you will see men from heaven." After which, women and men, children and adults, when they got rid of their fear, would crowd the roads to see us, some bringing food, others drink, with astonishing affection and kindness. Finally, to sum up in a few works the results and advantages of our journey, I promise to our most invincible sovereigns that if they give me some assistance, I will acquire for them as much gold as they need, a great quantity of spices, cotton, and mastic, and as many heathen slaves as their majesties may choose to demand. I also promise rhubarb and other sorts of drugs, which I believe the men I left behind in the fort have found already and will continue to find. For I stayed no longer than I had to because of winds, except while I was providing for the construction of a fort in the city of Navidad, and for making all things safe for the men I left there. Such are the events that I have briefly described. Farewell. So let's unpack what I just read about that Christopher Columbus said, and look at Christopher Columbus's perspective during this journey. Columbus's perspective is that he was doing a great thing. He thought that by teaching the Indians and by communicating with them, they were able to find out more about the country that they were in now. So you can see right here. Doo-doo-doo. This is not right there. Right. And so he also knew that he also thought that it was great that they were treated like gods, as you will see here. The people were bringing them all kinds of food. They were saying that they were men from heaven, which makes me think that they thought they were some sort of deities or somebody from like some kind of god or something. And so he thinks all these things are great. It's so awesome. We come down here and these people are treating us so nice and we're getting all the things that we need. We are finding out more about the country that we're living in. From his perspective, everything's going great. This is all awesome. But that's not my perspective. Looking back with the knowledge that we have now, looking back through our today's lens, looking back just as a person today who wants to treat all humans with respect and dignity, the things really weren't so great. My perspective is that Columbus was taking advantage of these people. He was a jerk. He did not care about the people that lived on these islands. As we can see in the first paragraph, Columbus took the Indians by force. That doesn't mean that he came in and was nice, friendly, and learned their language. No, Columbus came in, and him and his men were forceful. They fought, they killed, and they used technology and warfare that the native people had never seen before. So that's definitely not a great thing for the people that were living there. He also obviously just sees them sort of as pawns. He sees them as people that are below him and his people. So he says down here that he is going to acquire for them gold, which was something that they needed. And he also he calls them heathen slaves. Um, and you can just tell that the way that him and his men are treating the people that live here, he does not believe that they are to be equals with him and his men at all. He sees them kind of as this human race of people, when in all actuality, they're just humans, just like him. They happen to have different technologies, but that didn't make them any better. It just meant that they had different technology. So From my perspective, Columbus was a jerk. He did not treat people with respect that he should have treated them with, and was really just a selfish dude. Um, so now you can see what Christopher Columbus wrote. You can see the perspective that he had in 1493, and then you can see my perspective that I have today in 2020, looking back at this time in history. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.